Okay, guys, here we go. An unusual Monday edition. But here we are. And these guys are complete-ish. Mostly complete. Just clear this area here. They've been weathered. They've been dull-coated. They've been non-toxically dull-coated. And ready to baste them. And we've got one baste. We haven't done little grasses or anything like that. This is the 263. And along with the 263, we have the 232. Hey, Joe. Yep. Couldn't make it over there. Got off to work too late. So. And that's the turret. We're going to need to sand those down. Not sand those down, but grind those down a little bit. And here's the other one. And here is the 76 millimeter gun. Did I say 76 millimeter gun? 75 millimeter gun. Jeez. Let's wiggle this thing in here. I'm not even going to glue it in place. We're just going to jeez. What a difficult customer this thing is. I knew it was a tight fit, but all right. These just go a little bit further. There we go. Bastard. Okay. And the dull coat worked really well. It's extremely, extremely dull. And, I mean, you just wouldn't believe how thin of a coat it is. So that's, airbrushing that on is working really well. So, we got two crew members that we have to paint for this, and two half figures that go here. All right, so let's look at the fit and finish on this stuff. And there are some things I'm going to have to touch up, like for instance the license plate numbers. I haven't put those on yet, so I can just do a little dull coat on there. I just noticed that the machine guns aren't done on here. I was kind of rushing to get this done. Let's see if we can't open this up a little bit. And there are no more German armored cars after these that I have. I think they turned out pretty good. And the difference is that the Plastic Soldier Company ones have more recessed details, and they pop better than the Rodin ones that aren't as it's the word I'm thinking of, not as dramatic, which means they're more in scale probably on the Rodin ones. Let's just scrape this paint off, this little rim that's going to go inside here. Man, I'm kind of playing with fire with this thing. See if that made a little bit of a difference. It did. Okay. So you have the 232, the 263, the 232, the 231, another 231, and a 233. And yeah, they look pretty good. The detail is nice and crisp and sharp on these three. And these have actually a lot more things on them. Nordic, welcome. Welcome to the doing some Panzer reconnaissance stuff. And probably the most noticeable is here on the back. Look at this door, the access point for the engine, and you can really tell how much more it pops on the Plastic Soldier Company one. You know, but it's actually recessed here, and it actually comes up on this one, so, you know, I'm guessing the Rodin that one's actually more detailed, but better detailed. And actually got some decent headlights out of these. It's probably the thing I'm the least happy with as I paint them, but these turned out okay. See if we can get a zoom on them. But these actually are not blocked. Really? They look all right. Beep, beep. Okay. Yeah, look actually great on the screen. Anyhow, I think the difference is just that these have just much more detail on them for them to come out. There's more. It's less soft, I should say. So yeah. Anyhow, we've got the license plates. I'm gonna kind of fudge them on there on all of these, and then you just put a little flat coat over that little thing. So, all right, let's move these guys off to the side. Your favorite vehicles there, Nordic. They look weird in yellow. They do, don't they? I don't know, something when you seal coat these things, it looks so much better. And see the color that it is right here? The fact that this light is so darn bright. Can I name one in your honor? Well, I thought about putting nicknames. I guess we could name one of them Nordic. That's not too bad of a nickname, you know? So, because I'd like to identify them in between, between each other. So, we'll see. We'll work on that. I'm not doing it tonight. I can't do any fine details. I was on the Peloton earlier, and I'm worn out. I'm freaking worn out. And it's not even an upper body exercise thing. I'm exhausted. So I'm thinking the inside of the hatch is not going to be painted buff, of the lid, because if it's open, it would just draw all kinds of attention to it. So these are going to look great with them little Nazi flags on them. Of course, they're not all going to have them, and I'm not going to make them permanent. I think the most permanent would be is take some of that that stuff that what is it? The stuff that you put on to put posters up. I can never remember what it's called. And put a little dot of it, and then put the flag on top of it so it holds down there. But you glued figures with sand on 29 last night. That was tiring. Yeah. Wow. Well, when you get them done, you're gonna do like a test battle or something. Anyways, I was saying the light here. You see how the light just looks weird? It's like too bright. And then when you come in here and of course in person it looks even better. See how that's really more what it looks like. But see, look at the color here. As soon as I turn it, this is gonna hit it. See how it's getting brighter and brighter, brighter, brighter. It's just, sometimes you look at things and that's not what they look like in person. But blue tack. Yeah, it's called poster tack, yeah. Yeah, just a tiny little dot on one of those. And then put the little crooked spider flag on there. And but I'm not going to paint the inside of the hatches. I think I'm going to leave them gray. Now, I still forgot to do something, which is not a big deal. The important thing that it's sealed in the places where you would normally grab it from, which is going to be here. Place of volley bayonet. Only require 3 stands per regiment, or in the case of Continental, several regiments. And what I forgot to do was dry brush the MG. I'm wanting to put these guys on bases, and I can't put them on bases until they're sealed, because I don't want to handle them and stuff come off of them. I feel like there was one more. Not this one. Okay. so let's look at this. This one's glued down. We've got these ready to go. Let's do the same thing with these. I guess I got to zoom out of this a little bit. Okay, that probably should suffice. At the present, you have 29 stands of Continentals and regimental coats hunting shirts, 21 stands of colonial militia, 8 stands of artillery, and 27 stands of British line infantry. Need some Hessians and some French. The French are like the Austrians of the period, right? All white. I'd like to paint some of those troops that wore all white as a challenge to, you know, still making them look all white, but at the same time, you know, make it look interesting. All right, now let's see if I can find this stuff when I go and... Every time you say volley and bayonet, I think of Over the Top. And Over the Top is his World War I rules, which came out a long time ago. Never played them, but I looked them over and they just seemed a bit generic for my taste. This is still gooey like a cookie. Damn the French. I do need Hessians big time. Dragoons. I'd imagine they probably fought dismounted most of the time, didn't they? Damn the French. You have the PDF for Over the Top. It looked like Command Decision in World War I, so pretty unexcited. Now, I did get a chance to play Rapid Fire this past weekend. And it was all right, but I think Command Decision was better, honestly. It's the same scale of game. Let's move this out a little bit. Dragoons of the period fought mounted and dismounted. They were more used in the Southern theater. Over the Top is pretty much Command Decision of World War I. Hey, that's just what I said. It came out about the same time that the second edition came out, I think. So remind me about command decision, okay? Because I haven't played in such a long time. Let's say you don't have a German turn and a British turn. It's both people put orders at the same time, right? And they both move and they both fire in the phases. So the fire within the phases is simultaneous. So you've got the guys that didn't move fire first, and both units fire. And if they destroy each other in that phase, they're still around. Then they'll be able to return fire as long as they're destroyed in that same phase. But after a phase is over, then they wouldn't be able to return fire. I think that's how it works. It's been so long. I think that's how it is. So they don't have a German turn, and they don't really have a phasing player. It's both people doing stuff at the same time. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, everything's okay where it is. We need to bring it closer to the edge a little bit. We're going to have to regroup some of this, but that's just what it is. If the surface had not been so rocky, I'd maybe paint the bottom of the wheels, and so I'd leave a little mark there and dig from there. But yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember. I think that's how it is. So rapid fire, it's one side does all their shit, and the other people just kind of look on. And it was kind of crappy in that respect that one of the players is just kind of bored out of their gourd while that's going on. Okay. There's that one. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna make it. I'm really, really tired. So maybe we can at least glue these guys down with epoxy. It's probably what I'll do. I'm really, really tired. I was looking through rules for World War One a while ago, and there's a game called, I don't remember whose game it is. It's called Trenchfoot. And I want to say it came out in like 81. It's actually it might be a Games Workshop game, I don't know. But you have individual figures in World War One, but you have to pre-plot everybody's move. So in other words, you have to go and say for 8 your guys, okay, this guy's going to move 2 to this hex, move to the other one, and then do this other one. And then you would compare and move everybody at once kind of thing. And that's just like, that's way too, like that would just take forever. Like who wants to pre-plot all that stuff? But you got like a squad on each side. But a lot of it involves, trenches. And hence the name of the game. And doing just a little bit is usually enough to get somewhere in the hobby. Yeah, just keep moving forward. Like I said, I'm just really, really tired. I didn't even particularly stay awake too long last night. took a look at the vehicle rules a little bit more detailed for Face of Battle this morning. I think I'm going to try putting something together in a couple weeks while the girls are gone. See if I can muddle through the mechanics of it. The other thing I want to do is I want to take the new idea I've got for grinding off the machine guns on the T-34s from Skytrex. There you go. I think I got a way that's going to be easier than how I've been doing it, and that's using a drill, an electric drill, because unlike a Dremel, they're too fast. Dremels are way, way, way too fast, and they're like freaking dangerous. So, you know, it's almost like playing Russian roulette. You know, in case your hand slips or something like that. You're not going to lose a finger, but you know, I don't want to get injured. Live play could be fun. Maybe even some of us commanding something. Well, I've got to play one on my own so that you guys don't have a bad experience. But absolutely, I plan on doing it live. But I got to know what I'm doing. You know, that's just going to be a fail. So I got to talk to myself and, you know, maybe throw a couple of vehicles out there. And I got so many plans to do while the girls are gone. They're only gone for 4 days. And 2 of them are work days, so those don't count. They're gone for a weekend, and I really need to paint some buildings that I have so that I can get more. There's some amazing stuff out there. I think the airbrush is going to make a lot of that a hell of a lot easier. Spot on. Spot on. Whoa. I think the Viejo putty would scrape off as easy as it does for you if it's put on MDF bases or metal bases. Yes. It's still curing. This is like in the cookie phase. If you wait like a month, it gets pretty hard to get rid of it. Yeah, I think it'd work fine. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna have to do MDF for the larger vehicles. Although I gotta see how thin I can get MDF, and it's still not warped. Man, I hope the vendor that has all that brings all the MDF stuff to the shows will be there this time. They weren't at the September convention. now that, let's see if we can kick this thing out of the park by using this other one as a guide. See how we're doing here. Perfect. Let's just make them even from this. What I was saying is I'd like to work on the T-34s and replace those machine guns on them using a drill, because I can attach a mandrel to the drill and turn it slow enough to grind that down without, you know, going through a bunch of X-Acto blades. I got to put a lot of pressure on that X-Acto blade. It just seems like I'm just waiting for that thing to come loose and I get injured from it. I think this is spot on. Spot on. Let's mix us some epoxy. And let's just use this. There it is. Hoffman Samatobin, welcome. We're in the middle of a recon platoon here for sure. Let there be German armored cars. And cutting off more of this tip made it so much easier. Come on. I actually need more than that. We'll leave that right here. I never did find. You said you had a Pinterest page, or you had something for the Three Kingdoms Chinese. I never did find it. I was looking for it. Maybe like the next day that you mentioned it. I guess you mentioned it a couple weeks ago. You had like a Three Kingdoms Chinese warfare or something or another. I forgot what it was. You know, I was going to name these things, one of them Hans and the other one Franz, but they're not really, they're just armored cars, you know. Maybe a couple of Stugs, a couple of Brumbars, a Brumbar and a Sturm Tiger. All right, for added precision, I think I'm going to add this to the bottom of the wheels. No. Almost got away from me. Next. I don't want to hear about any of you guys are cold with the weather. Summer's back in session here. I recently graduated, hit 272% my Kickstarter, so it's really good. Next is a gerb. Sounds like a big gerbil. A gerb. Okay. Now we'll just let this dry and we'll leave this the hell out of here. The job market around me is piss poor, really depressing, looking for a job. I haven't looked for a job in 30 years. It's the worst part of a job is looking for it. There we go. That's too far away. Let's do this. Is more light better or worse? I don't know if it makes that much of a difference. Yeah, so those decals was completely flat. Completely flat. And a few of them have the crosses on the front. I like how those headlights turned out. I'm pretty happy with that. Hey, Justin. Snotlings. Nope. I've never played Blood Bowl. Everybody that's played Blood Bowl, though, has nice things to say about it. I haven't avoided playing it. I'm just haven't played it. Is that one of those games that they discontinued and then reissued again? Because I remember Blood Bowl from 88 or 89. The crosses on the front make great targets. Yeah, just trying to make them all look a little different, you know? A little bit of personality. Like I said, I could have gone crazy buying, like stuff to, tarps and stuff on there. They make all kinds of stuff, but it's like freaking expensive as shit. It's like more than the freaking kit. And then I gotta wait for them to order. And at some point I gotta okay, I need to finish the stuff that I have. And then when we make new ones, maybe, do something else. But, they're, yeah, I tell you what, the thing that I'm a real noob at, and I really just kind of discovered my own way of doing it, is giving the Panzer Gray that little bit of a blue tint, which I happen to like. And I think I've been pretty happy with how these have turned out with that little bit of blue tint. So, and the airbrushes, I'm using the airbrush all the time and it's not clogging. Just make the tarps maybe when I'm done with all these. I don't want to get bogged down in it. I don't want to get bogged down. I made the little flag things for them, but we can't show these on the video. Get into trouble by the automated thing. So, yeah, I dry brush Luftwaffe blue. Yeah. Yeah, I knew I was going to dry brush something, so let me try this instead of making it. Worked fine, I didn't want to go and buy a wash, It's at some point you got to use what you have and stop spending money, Because next thing you know, all you're doing is running around chasing your tail, trying to keep up with the Joneses, and I hate that. It's really unsatisfying. It's not that I'm frugal, but at some point, you just go crazy. So, okay. So while these are drying, what do we got? We got these two Panzer Commanders here. I don't know if I can paint figures tonight. I'm still shaky, and I wasn't even doing arms. I only did a half-hour workout, man, and that woman done wore me out. Do the crewmen for the recon vehicles, they'd be field gray, wouldn't they? Barnes White, welcome back. It's late in your neck of the woods. 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Let me pull out one of my favorite books. I hardly use these books anymore, but this is a cool book. This is kind of a compilation book. Uniforms of World War II. And these might be colorized pictures, but I really like this book. It looks like the colorized pictures. They may be black like Panzer crews. They may be. I'm talking like in 41. Let me just look in here. I tell you what, I can't wait to do some. I can't wait to do some stuff in North Africa, but I'll have to wait. Bunch of Nazi bastards. We don't care about. We don't care about Das Reich. Okay, assault artillery. Yeah, it's assault artillery though. What weapon does this guy have? A Bergman 34. Well, they're not Pumas, but yes, I'm nearly done. Oh, this was useless. I don't want to pull that one book out that has the ugly pictures. The Ugly Artist. This is an Osprey. Compendium 1. Let me just see if... Yeah, these all have the same dude with the same face. Every one of these is like the same guy. They're clones. Nazi clones. I'm thinking they're field gray for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see if there's a breakdown here. Okay, here we are in the drivers. Branch and unit insignia. Wow, why is this so difficult to find right off the bat? This is Africa Corps crap. Okay, here's a Panzer crewman. Found something stating armored recon in 1942. 1940 wore black tunics. Yeah. And the only reason I wanted them to be field gray so they look different than my guys in the tanks, even though it's because of the same figures. Let's see. Let's use the Google Foo. What color uniforms did German recon soldiers wear? Well, here's a here's an article on the Way, which is a pretty legitimate website. Oh, this is a good. I'm bookmarking this. This is a good article. So according to this, done. The black tank uniform, originally worn by Panzer and Panzerjäger crews, was a coveted item, and as such, its use was expanded to other personnel during the war, and at the end it also appeared in other colors. This is an article by Rob Halterman, which I've recognized his name. He's done other articles on the Way. We can basically distinguish four types. The black tunic, always without breast pocket. The field gray version of the black tunic for other AFV troops. A reed green field tunic without the breast pocket. A reed green tunic with breast pocket. Okay, we don't care about the reed green stuff. The black Panzer tunic was meant for tank troops and Panzerjäger only, but was extended to other units as well. In 1937, it was extended to signals. In 38, artillery. In March 40, armored reconnaissance. 40 to 41, armored engineers, pioneers. And 41, the engineers switched to the field gray version of the Panzer uniform. February 42, Panzerjägers switched to field gray. Okay, so if you're doing Panzerjägers in 1941, so like those Panzerjäger 1s, they're going to be using black uniforms. In 44, Panzerjägers and Panzer Grenadier units and Army or Corps level Elephant units switched back to black again. The collar patches on this uniform contained aluminum skulls. Patches and collars were piped in pink, although 7th Panzer Division used yellow. That's right, I remember reading that somewhere. Okay. Field gray Panzer tunic. Reconnaissance troops also appeared with field gray tunics from 43 onwards. Okay, so it looks like I'm doing them in black. Okay. Excellent. Oh, I didn't know this. Footwear. High boots were born, but with the trousers over them, and 41 low boots appeared. I didn't know that. I thought there were low boots all the time. I like my German troops with high boots. Sorry. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty legitimate article. The articles on that site are pretty. They're written by aficionados. Black it is. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, certainly don't want to do it wrong, you know. All right, let's put out the. I might be able to find that information. I just go to the internet first. It's easier to find instead of what book is it in? You know, that kind of nonsense. I'm not even gonna attempt to do the faces. I'm still shaky-ish. I'm not 100%. My sinus, whatever the hell I have, is about gone. We'll see if we can handle doing this. If not, we'll have to stop. I think the girls are back. Aha!
We're here.
Okay. Sorry, the whole clan came back. We're going to see if this works. No, we're not. We're done. The daughter wants to watch a show, so I was like, let me wrap this up. But yeah, I'm still shaky. So anyhow, Black Panzer uniforms, excellent. So we'll do that, and we'll put these two guys on here. This will dry, and maybe we'll tinker with it in the morning before I go to work. I've got maybe half an hour to work on stuff, so maybe I'll be able to paint the edge around this before we go. This is the one I really want to see, and these will be field grade tunics, what these guys have, and yeah. Anyhow, okay, until next time, thanks for stopping by.